Hi everyone, and welcome to the next lecture. What are pixels and why are they so important? Now, this is a very interesting and important lecture of ours. We're going to be talking about the Facebook Meta pixel, as it's currently called, the values of it, and how it can truly make all the difference in your ad abilities and your ad results. So let's dive in, shall we? So, as you guys can see probably here on my screen, this is what it looks like currently when you go to your event manager within Facebook ads. We're currently within the event manager of the ad account that I've been doing all my examples on for that client. So that's where we're at. And just so you guys know, if you're at the ad manager like we were talking about before, and you hit these three buttons right here on the side and you click events manager, that's how you get here. So before we dive into the actual technical side of what we're looking at here and how you can use this and set this up for yourself or your own clients or business, let's talk about a little bit what this can actually do for you and what it does. So all PPC platforms have some kind of conversion, like Facebook pixel, Meta pixel, some way to measure the data that you're getting and the results that you're getting. For example, on Google Ads, it's called the Tag Manager. And basically what these tools are is it's an algorithm that captures data on behalf of your ads and marks down important events or tracking specific conversions, and whenever those things happen, it marks it as a positive. Thus, the algorithm begins to understand these are the type of people we want, because when I show the ad to these types of people, they do this. Okay, so that's exactly why when I was running my ad campaigns that I showed you guys when I did the case studies, that I did sales-driven campaigns. Because as you can see right here on the right side of my screen, in the last 28 days on our pixel, it's seen 3K purchase events, which is quite a few. So like as you can see here right now, these are like some of the events we currently have set up for our pixel. So page view, and what that means is literally like the Facebook pixel / Meta pixel like for sure picked up that they clicked on our ad, went to the page, the pixel picked them up, tracked them, and they viewed the page and left. That they did at least that. In the last 30 days, that's how many people have done that on our stuff. Obviously, purchase means, now you can set up what this specifically means, what a purchase means for you. That's what's kind of cool about it. Now, in my example, that's kind of what I showed you guys. That's just literally them buying tickets like from my ads, like putting in their card and paying us. And then we've received 3K of those in the last 30 days. As you can see, I'm using that by an ad set right now, like those campaigns I showed you guys. View content means they like actually went in and like viewed on something and like actually did some kind of engagement on the page. Lead, how we have it set, means they didn't buy a ticket, but they reached out and gave their contact information, however. And then initiate checkout would be like they started it, but they didn't finish it. It says 44. I actually don't think that's accurate just because we've had so many purchases. But that's basically it. And why this is so important is truly because the algorithm can make your ads a million times better than a human ever could. Computers are smarter than people most times. And this is a prime example of that. I learned that a long time ago into my ad management in making my ads successful, was that I kind of look at it like I'm guiding the road and setting the path for the ads, but the algorithm carries it to the end. And that's usually how I make my ads successful. So kind of like I explained before, when you set up a new pixel, you will have absolutely 0 events. You'll have no page views, no purchases, no view contents, no leads, no initiate checkouts, 0. Now, at that time when it's 0, the pixel cannot help you. You can set it to like how I have campaigns, but it will do nothing for you because the algorithm does not understand yet what you are looking for and what drives you results. So what I always recommend is setting up your pixel, setting up all your event tracking, and I don't even really think it matters on what you're trying to do, but start with a traffic campaign to whatever your end goal is. So that way you can start getting page views and purchases and view content and lead and initiate checkouts and all that stuff, and it can start tracking it and learning what kinds of people do that. And a really cool thing is, even if you say you have a website that you're about to run ads to, you just set the pixel up, but it's a brand new pixel, so it doesn't have any events tracked. If your website is already making sales and getting traffic like outside of these ads, it'll start picking those up once you've installed everything correctly, and it'll still help you. So it's very, very important to just, as soon as you can, to set this up on whatever website or company you're going to be running ads for. It makes all the world of difference. The other thing, and we'll get into this a little bit more in another lecture, that the pixel allows you to do is one, retargeting, which if you've ever been on the internet and you click on an ad or you see an ad and it follows you everywhere onto different platforms, blah, 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 that's how it's done. When the pixel picks you up and locks you in, then you can retarget people. And I'll show you guys how to do all that in another lecture. And then the other really cool thing it can do is, say you have a really big audience for purchases like I kind of do. What I could do is, for future ads, I could create what's called a lookalike audience. And I'll explain this in another lecture more in depth. But lookalike audiences are basically, the pixel has enough data that it can create a lookalike audience based on the one that you have that's been buying. And usually, in my experience, those ads perform incredibly well. Seriously, if you don't know who to target next, but your ads were running good before, it's a very, very good way to make some money from your ads. And you throw retargeting in there and you might just have a campaign that's really, really cool and gets you really good results. So in essence, that's basically what the pixel does. Now, as you can probably imagine now, that's why it's so important. I'm not kidding. It makes all the difference. It's why all of my ads continue to crush, because the pixel, once I get things going with a client or an account or an ads account, it just takes a little bit of time for it to learn its way. And if you have it all set up properly, then you're going to be looking good. The other really nice thing that the pixel does for you that is so necessary if you actually want to be a genuine, ads manager and run good ads and all that stuff, is it also allows you, and because until you set this up you can't see this, it allows you specifically to see this, which my purchase conversion value, down to the cent of how much money my ads have made, which you guys can see here. And obviously, whether it's your business or it's a client's business or whatever, being able to track the actual dollar amount of your return is absolutely necessary. If you ever want to be a professional marketer, a professional PPC person, if you ever just want to get real results with your ads, having the ability to track by the cent of your results and your ROI is absolutely crucial. And that is basically the gist of a pixel and why it's so important and what they do. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to message me or post them. Always happy to answer them. But that is the gist of this lecture. I'll see you guys in the next one.